What's the most you guys have paid any teacher for a better grade in class?
And have you ever received an allowance for school? Like about roughly $1,000, even though you really don't need it. And I'm not talking about college. No, not how you have to pay for books. $1,000 just to spend in high school. What would you have bought? Would you bribe the teachers to get yourself a better grade? Would you buy a whole bunch of video games? Would you buy a hand mirror?
All of the above.
I would buy these cool sunglasses. $500 at the dollar store.
Anyways, we're gonna be reviewing Classroom of the Elites.
I'm Mo.
And I'm Fo.
And together, we're MOFO. Alright.
I'm back. Still.
So, High School of the Elite, the anime, was written by
Aoi Kashihiro.
and directed by Seiji Kishi and Hiroyuki
Hashimoto.
So, the reason why I specified the anime is because originally this show was
A light novel.
yeah, it was a light novel before.
Which means it doesn't have any pictures in it.
No, it's kind of boring, but
It's not a manga.
It's become a real big craze.
Or it is a manga, but
It's become a real big craze in the Japanese culture. A lot of people are dropping down the comics and picking up books. So if you want to hear my explanation or / rant about light novels, make sure to check out our Arrow Manga Sensei review because I explained about it a little bit. Just watch the video. We won't get into too much detail of what the light novel was written by or directed by, produced by, blah blah blah, all that jazz, just because I haven't read the light novel. Have you read the light novel?
I haven't read the light novel.
But we did watch the anime.
It's a drama. Straight up drama. There's not really a comedic effect. There's no magic or fantasy. It's just a straight up high school drama.
I will say this, the first 2 episodes were a joke to me. So I mean, if you think about it, it was kind of comedy.
It's the introduction.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Okay, so the first 2 episodes were pretty much like, oh, you will only get $1,000 if you behave in class. So if you behave in class and get your grades well.
They didn't even say that.
No.
They didn't tell them that, so they did really bad in class.
Okay, so that was episode 1.
They did really bad in class.
Episode 1 was pretty much, oh yeah, we're just gonna flaunt. And I explained it in our earlier video earlier this month or last month in my first impressions look. I watched the first 2 episodes of this series before, and then I started watching a little bit more, got more into it. Anyways, that's what this video is about. Moving on. So the first episode was pretty much, oh, you get $1,000 just for going to school. And
oh, by the way, you don't get any more until you get, good grades.
And that was the end of episode 1, and that's all we got.
After they got Fs, all of them.
Yeah, everybody got an F, except for 2 people.
I got D's or something.
Yeah. I mean, they're just screw it. We're just getting money for school. It's just high school, no big deal. But it is a big deal.
Let's talk characters. Our main guy is Kiyotaka Ayonokoji. That's a mouthful.
He's kind of.
He's stoic.
He's very stoic.
He looks high all the time.
And he
doesn't have much of a personality.
But he kind of.
But he cares. Deep inside. Behind the facade.
Yeah, well, so here's the thing about his character. He's very much, very blah, very kind of but he's very cunning. And that's what's scary about him.
He's manipulative is what he is.
Well, that's what they say at the end of one of the episodes. Not going to go into too much detail.
No.
Somebody calls him you're very you're very manipulative, aren't you? And so at that line, I was just thinking to myself, maybe he is, but at the same time, maybe he just has dumb luck. And maybe he just has a whole bunch of charisma points. Because most of our main... Yeah, he's very charismatic, but in a very stoic, blah way.
He's so nonchalant.
He's kind of like Shikamaru on Ritalin.
Let's get to our main girl.
Susana Horitaka. She is kind of like our main guy character. She's kind of blah, but not really blah. She's very,
She's a little bit blunt and mean and tsundere. in a very low-key way.
Right, but here's the thing. She's obviously a tsundere, but at the end of the day,
She just doesn't like people.
no, she doesn't. She's just a jerk at the end of the day because
But
she doesn't
she-
want to talk to anybody.
She does have the best interest at heart, though. She doesn't want her class to fail.
Right. And so we'll go ahead and talk a little bit more about our next character who just is exact opposite. And for those of you who have watched this show, know what I mean by say opposite of Susane. Our next character is Kikyo Kushina. Hands down, best girl.
She's so cute.
She's so adorable.
She's cute.
She's
She has
so
the biggest
nice.
boobs.
She has no, she doesn't. Sakura has the biggest boobs.
Second biggest boobs.
There you go. Okay, so also side note, everybody in this show has back problems.
At least an M or an N. That's the middle of the alphabet. At least that.
Okay, well maybe she's not best girl, but
Very peppy.
she's very peppy. She wants to get along with everybody. The first thing that comes out of her mouth is, "Hey everybody, I want to be friends with every single one of you." To me, that kind of sounds sketchy because the way that this anime feels, it feels like everybody's out to get you.
Everyone's in prison, basically.
Pretty much, because if you run out of money, guess what? You have to use the free stuff. That's what threw this off for me. Because it became less about, oh, you have $1,000 to live. No, you have room and board and food. So,
But it's like the low-grade food, the kind that nobody wants. That's the free stuff.
yeah, they think tofu's low grade. The heck? I love
don't know.
tofu.
Maybe it just costs so much money to fry and season it.
Have you bought tofu lately?
Yes.
Tofu is expensive.
Okay.
Anyways, glossing over that. This whole story follows Class D. Class D has a lot of characters in it. It has over 20 characters.
But let's get the tier system straight. There's A, B, C, and D. They're at the bottom. They're the dumb ones.
The expectations are set very low for this class, and no D class has ever risen above anything. They
yeah,
haven't amounted to anything.
They can get smart and they can push C out of the way and make them the new D, and then
Yeah.
they get more money.
Yeah. So the higher you go up, the more money you get. The top of the class is, guess what? A class.
And then they get all the perks. They get parties and they get all of this fancy
No.
stuff.
That was C class. C
Okay.
class was like in a club for some odd reason.
Yeah.
And that makes me think, what does A class have?
They probably go to Paris on the weekend or something.
They just have like a little mini Paris in their little school. Study time is so much fun.
The premise of this anime is to, survive and get smarter so they can survive. It's just trying to teach them a lesson. A very smart lesson. You have to actually work for it.
Well, to me, the whole thing feels like an experiment. Yeah, a Belko experiment. It just feels like, without killing people. But here's the thing. This whole anime, as soon as I heard after your $1,000, you just get to utilize this free stuff. To me, that was just kind of it's pretty much like prison. So what makes this so dramatic?
You can buy anything. That means anything.
The first arc, we're gonna go ahead and explain it.
So in this first story arc, we have all of the class trying to pass, and if they don't pass, they get expelled. And if you're expelled, then that means you're just a loser, because this is the elite class. And if you're not elite, then who wants you?
So our main character, being as cunning as he is, reads through the rules, and it's just you can buy anything with your points.
And then there was one kid who was 1 point away from passing. And if somebody gets expelled, then, hey, you're not gonna get in the C class then. So.
But here's the thing, okay? So let's talk about the Ocean's 11 bullcrap that happened before this whole thing.
No, that's too much detail.
No, the people need to know. They cheat on the test, and the main guy character buys the answers for the test. That's how serious it is. He spends the money that he needs to live to make sure everybody passes. He makes a study guide for everybody, and everybody is on board.
Except that one kid, he didn't study hard enough. So He and the main girl combine their points to get $1,000
To bribe the teacher.
for 1 point.
For 1 point, just to make sure he's not expelled. Because here's the thing, here's the important part about this person being expelled. If one kid gets expelled from your classroom, then guess what? There's no chance that you can outrank another class, because it would mess up the curve or something. So this anime was produced by Studio Lurch.
Same studio who did Assassination Classroom,
Humanity Has Declined,
Monster Musume.
Danganronpa. They did Danganronpa, which was one of the bigger titles. But here's the thing about all these anime series is that it seems that they're very much diverse. So it seems that they try to tackle different things. And honestly, Studio Lurch hit the hammer on the nail on this one.
This particular anime is very... It looked a little bit rushed, but there are some pretty good scenes. There's some pretty good scenes with the sparkles and stuff, but most of it is pretty flat.
Well,
and just, you know, we gotta get this out.
Well, here's the thing. This is a series that is going on right now. It's out right now, so obviously they're trying to push out these episodes as fast as they can, which a lot of anime studios end up doing. They rush the first go, you know, to televise it, but then the Blu-ray copy comes out and it looks amazing.
But for what it's worth, it's a pretty decent looking anime.
Yeah, hands down, it's one of the most appealing looking animes in this whole run, in my honest opinion.
Because back problems.
No, because the color is very vibrant, and you know me, I'm a sucker for vibrant colors.
What would you rate this one though?
On a scale of 1 to Ocean's 11, mixed with a little bit of Battle Royale. Yeah, come back to me real quick. Hold on.
I'll give this anime a 4 out of 5. It's very nice. It's compelling. It's got a good story. It's just some of the it needs somewhat better pacing in just some areas, and the animation could be a little bit better. Overall, it's a solid anime.
Holy Rush Hour 3, Batman! I give this anime a solid 3.5 out of 5. Only reason being is because, as Fo said, it does feel kind of rushed, and the arcs seem, you know, kind of hard to take in. Like, it's just like, it's kind of slow paced. It's just like, come on, keep it moving, come on, give me a little bit more. So,
like, subscribe, and comment down below what do you want us to review next.
and make sure you share this with your kohais and your senpais. Okay. And remember, kids, you can't spell dweeb without weeb. Good night.